Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Baker, analyst with Opus Research, here today with Prashanth PVK from Zoho, Head of Marketing Strategy and Thought Leadership for CX at Zoho. Prashanth, thanks for joining today.
It's my pleasure, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, we're excited to talk about your latest and greatest. So, Opus has been covering Zoho since 2019. So, in January of that year, we talked about Zia, an intelligence-enabled assistant with analytics engine. In April of that year, we covered the launch of Zoho Commerce Plus, a fully integrated e-commerce platform. In 2021, we covered Zoho Business Intelligence Platform. And now today, what we're here to talk about, equally exciting, and it's kind of another one platform to rule them all kind of value proposition. We're here to talk about Marketing Plus. So I'll hand it over to you to tell us more about what that's all about and what people can expect.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for this opportunity. Before I get into what Marketing Plus does specifically, I want to start off by why we even went out to do this, why we built the product. So we over the last few years, we've been seeing at least four fundamental challenges that are faced by marketing teams, nearly every marketing team out there, I guess, including our own. Right? And we really wanted to build a fundamental platform that solved all of these four challenges to start with, and then brought the marketing team together. So let me talk a little bit about the challenges themselves. The first one that we saw was about creating visibility across the various projects that the marketing team is already working on. And marketing teams, of course, are always really busy and often stretch themselves thin across a variety of projects. Right? And nearly every team I meet, it seems to be understaffed, right? And they're all excited about all the stuff they're working on. And every project in itself is spread across multiple tools, and nobody really has a clear picture of what's going on or where anything is. Right? There's so much of chaos, and there's even a ton of redundancy and wasted effort as a result of that. And that is really the first challenge. It undermines all of the things that the team is trying to do and get done. Right. Second challenge is about ensuring smooth collaboration across stakeholders. Now, nearly every sort of marketing project today involves multiple stakeholders, often from teams outside of marketing, like sales and success and service and operations. And everybody certainly works in their tool of choice, and they essentially have to step out of that tool to be a strong collaborator and a stakeholder in the various projects they're working on. And this setup in itself is ripe for adversity. Details begin to fall through the cracks, and then feedback gets missed out. Things get interpreted out of context, and so on and so forth. And essentially, all that does is it slows everybody down, not just within the marketing team, but also in teams like sales and service that rely on marketing today. Right? And then the third challenge is about sort of maintaining and creating a shared view of the customer base or the market. Right? And I certainly don't have to explain why that is important, but I do wish to explain that it's really hard to accomplish when customer data is scattered across all of the various multiple systems that the marketing team is using. Needless to say, sales and other systems as well. And given that marketing is sort of the function that generates interest and demand in the market for the company's offerings, if they don't really get that market understanding right, then essentially every downstream function like sales or operations and service will tend to get affected, right? It's a cascade that affects everybody. And this is the engine that powers it all, so to speak. And the final sort of broad challenge that we saw was how marketing teams are sort of struggling to enable and accelerate revenue and growth. And today, marketing is really involved in every stage of the customer journey in some capacity or another. So unless marketing activities are tied to growth outcomes and measured along those same lines, marketing is going to essentially get left behind on its own island and risks being seen as being ineffective. Right? So these are the four challenges to do with visibility, collaboration, understanding of customer and customer base in the market, and then accelerating revenue and growth.
Yeah, and
So these are
yeah, I was going to say, to use your term, I mean, unified, like that's what it's all about. Whether we're talking about a customer service platform, whether we're talking about a marketing platform, when different groups are responsible for the whole, there has to be connective tissue between the tools and instruments they use, so there can be orchestration, or as importantly, a unified dashboard analytics on how is it performing. Everybody's looking at the same page.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I'll even spend a couple of minutes to explain what the platform offers in terms of that specific unification, so you get a better idea of what we're trying to accomplish, right? The platform brings together a bunch of things to offer a shared view across all of the projects that the team is working on, as well as the documents and assets that the team has worked on and has been working on over time, as well as the performance and the outcomes of these various activities as well. And this automatically creates strong visibility within the team, and that tends to improve sort of the overall morale and the spirit within the team as well. Right? On top of that, the platform offers creation and collaboration capabilities from Zoho's Opus suite to manage all of the stakeholder collaboration and communication in a single place. And combined with visibility, that sort of collaboration layer ensures that no project or stakeholder is left behind. Right? So there is full visibility, and everybody is sort of being effective at contributing to these various projects. And then the platform brings segmentation and business intelligence capabilities to ensure that marketers have a really strong understanding of the customer base. And then it integrates with sales and service software to ensure that those teams are also on the same page. So, and the platform finally sort of connects marketing activities to downstream outcomes like revenue and retention, so that marketers can always prioritize the projects that count towards those ultimate outcomes. In that sense, bringing these sort of four areas together, we believe Marketing Plus is really the platform that brings the marketing team together, connects it with other GTM functions tightly, and then systematically increases the impact of marketing on the customer journey. That, I think, we believe that that's the strong need of the hour for most marketing teams out there, and we believe that this is the platform that does it best.
Yeah, and it keeps coming back to conversational intelligence, and especially if you're talking about maybe the same campaign but across multiple channels. Each of those channels has different requirements. Each of those channels might have a different reaction from the user. They might have a different engagement level. I mean, this all resonates with marketing, sales, customer service. Zoho kind of continues to take that BI, that business intelligence, conversational intelligence mentality across its products. So cool. So yeah, keep going. If there's, I'm also curious if anybody, well, first of all, if anybody wants to take a look and look at some demos, and I've seen the site is now available to do that. So you can go to zoho.com/marketing plus, and you'll see everything we're talking about today, and you can sign up for free. And historically, Zoho is always, we've said you kind of democratize these business intelligence tools for everyone, and you're going up against very big competition and doing very well because you have kind of a thoughtful understanding of how businesses operate, how they need to interoperate, and then bringing that kind of unified vision together. So this is very cool. Are there some other key points or maybe product features coming up that you want to discuss, or some of the key features that you think, like, if you're on an elevator and you have 10 floors to tell somebody about, the feature set that you have with this, what are those points you want to hit?
So some of the things that we've really gone out of the way to bring together are things like journey orchestration and omni-channel and things like that, which most marketing teams struggle with, particularly if they're using a roster of integrated tools, even if those tools are all individually best of breed. So we've essentially tried to bring together all of the underlying items that teams need to sort of live in and succeed in a single platform. Right? That's the thing that we really wanted to do, because if you look at the four challenges that I outlined, the shared understanding of the customer affects which activities are prioritized within marketing, and then the visibility across these activities affects the collaboration with stakeholders, and that affects the quality of the deliverables and the campaigns and things like that, and that impacts revenue and growth. So the problems are all certainly unified. They are not essentially separated into silos, so you can solve them with siloed software. They're unified. And if the solutions are not unified, then these problems are not going away anytime soon. So that's the crying sort of situation that we wanted to address with the platform. And in terms of the future itself, we're really excited about areas like journey discovery, content, and experience personalization that we're working on, as well as something that's really close to our hearts is privacy and cookieless marketing.
Yeah.
And those are the areas that we're looking at from a standpoint of capabilities, but we're also always looking at ways to make the platform as simple as possible for every last employee to use, and always to extend to add other capabilities as the need arises for organizations.
Yeah. So this isn't a tool that's just kind of handled at the director level. This is everyone throughout the organization, any touch points in the marketing chain. Everyone has access to see their participation and the progress.
Absolutely, and it is already interoperable with various other third-party software out there today. It integrates with a number of popular software. We don't expect that all companies will essentially go all in on Zoho from day one. We want to always give them that freedom of choice, and therefore that is reflected in the platform as well.
Yeah, and it's smart. There are always going to be the enterprises who are very much tied into, a certain solution, and the ability to be flexible and have that connectivity is key. So that's great. Well, Prashanth, thanks very much for giving us the latest briefing, and we look forward to seeing what Zoho does next.
Thank you for the opportunity, Scott.
All right.
Absolutely happy.
Prashanth
Cheers.
PVK, Head of Marketing Strategy and Thought Leadership for CX at Zoho. I'm Scott Baker at Opus. Thanks for joining this briefing. All right, thanks, Prashanth.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you for your time.
For more analysis and expertise in conversational AI and intelligent authentication, visit opusresearch.net.